bring us all up to speed for a little bit of inspiration.
I'll take a swing. We started our session at the end of our battle with. Um, don't have my notes at the right spot yet. Aldrazar.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we're then just kind of uh, delegating with the Praetors how we best wanted to uh, clear the slug for anything potentially still dangerous. Um, we, in our splitting up from them, well, they said, figure out a way to stop this thing. We'll get rid of the rest of the nasties. Um, and while we were exploring, we found this elemental being of some kind, like a radiant elemental, as far as we understood them, who was experimenting with an ancient portal that they revealed to be the power source for the slug. Um, the Rouge, as we came to discover it be called. They told us that if we destroyed the portal, it would kill the Rouge, and also that they would be really pissed at us and kill us, and that seemed very possible, especially at that time. Um, so we backed down. Uh, Everyone chilled out a little bit. We've walked away from that temporarily, and eventually did find the sensors that are used for communicating with the Rouge, which apparently is an all sensory experience where the Rouge can communicate basically verbally, and explained how they had gotten here, which is just that they liked carrying passengers and tending to people like in their system, which is gross. And they demonstrated that this was an interest of theirs by providing fermentation with a fucking dining table set, a whole dining room, uh, out of its own flesh. There was some conflict about where we should send the Rouge, and what we should do with it, and that's certainly not resolved, and that's probably something I should have spent time considering over the week, but did not. Um, um,
Relatable.
right. I think that's pretty much what we've done. We've relied on the Praetors to take care of any other monsters. I think Lugdush. No, the cook. One of the Praetors had died to the elemental. Um, but that's we've rested some. We're chilling. The
A short
Rouge
rest has
is
been taken.
Yeah, the Rouge is stationary after knocking us out a few times. Ha,
Yeah, that's very good. Go ahead and take the inspiration.
woohoo.
Um, the Rouge is had been instructed to turn around, reverse course, so is currently facing um, north away from Maras, though it has now been, I believe, instructed to stop,
Mhm.
which it is happy to follow instruction. It doesn't seem to um, put up any kind of a fuss about any of it. It seems whoever is piloting is piloting. The Rouge just acquiesces, does not have a forceful will of its own to run over a city or mountain or anything else. You are all um, in the piloting chamber of the War Slug of Aldrazar. You finished your short rest, but the problem of the slug remains. What to do with it, knowing that although difficult, anyone could shove their hand in these goo beams and drive it around.
I mean, have any of us had any bright ideas in the past hour?
Frankly, I'm still on ocean.
That does keep us from fighting that guy in the back.
uh, oh, never mind. I've got a map.
That's true. Also, for those that left the Discord chat earlier last week, I've removed all the walling so you can see the entirety of the map itself.
Nice. It looks extra gooey.
The top of it kind of looks like a uterus.
I wasn't gonna say it, but
Wait, now I gotta go find this.
A picture of a uterus? Yeah, yeah.
Oh God, a GIF? Yeah, what does the GIF have to say?
Oh, the eights are just connected. That makes so much more sense. I was thoroughly confused.
yeah, I think I'm sort of inclined to agree with Zol that mountains might be the best path, or motion might be the best path. We just have to make wherever it's gonna go, it's gonna run over just whatever's in its path. We have the option of taking it to the ocean to sort of avoid that if we could. But that's a lot of time that we then have to travel back to Maras still.
Are there many towns or settlements known in the way?
I don't know many of the little places by name immediately, but that's sort of a risk.
It is a sentient creature. We can't tell it to avoid our life.
Yeah.
Do you think it'll be that discerning? It'd be great if it could. But do you think you have confidence? You spoke with it.
I think, I mean, I don't know it very well, but I do think it is intelligent enough to be able to do that. Obviously, the next person that goes in should ask first before just assuming.
Yeah.
How far ahead of itself can it see?
That I do not know.
Ooh.
If it's less than 100 feet, the point is moot.
True. It also does have difficulty seeing because it's not fully operational.
Yeah. The right side.
Is that anything that magic might be able to fix? Curing? Healing?
Its eye?
Yeah, right?
I don't think it necessarily knows how to fix it.
I don't know if we can heal that kind of appendage.
I mean, I'm just assuming here, but um, I think from its expeditious awakening that left it inoperable in some areas.
Well, we could give it a shot unless someone else has a brilliant idea before we all go touching it again.
No.
So you want to do what exactly?
Ask if it's able to discern living creatures and avoid them
Ah, okay. I
in
thought
its
you were referring
path.
to trying to heal it.
That
Uh,
is definitely not my forte.
It's a bit beyond my ability to heal a cut or bruise.
my follow up question before anybody goes in to talk to it. If it can't discern, what's the next following action rather than making 2 more trips?
Fair. I suppose we should vote then if we can't come to some kind of agreement.
Mm,
I also have two questions for whoever talks to it. Well, one question for whoever talks to it, one for us. One, can it actually breathe underwater? And two, would that matter in the end?
Uh, it has it it did it's sort of capable of surviving in the water.
I know it
With
said
it,
it could steel itself, meaning it could make sure that no water comes in to harm the passengers, but that doesn't necessarily mean it can breathe underwater forever.
no, but it is decaying.
alright,
Does it
yeah.
breathe?
I guess survive is a better question.
I haven't seen any lungs, but
Why exactly are we concerned about the passengers?
We're not. We're
We
concerned about the slug
Well, okay, why exactly are we concerned about the slug?
because it's a living sentient being with no malice towards anyone.
That is actively rotting and is going to die?
Are we sure it's gonna die?
It very likely will. And to Cal's point, I think no matter what we do, trying to get out of its pain potentially is the best thing to do. I just thought the ocean might potentially be an easier route than having to disrupt whatever's going on with the
I
portal.
I agree with you, but when I talked to it, it didn't seem like it was suffering. It actually seemed pretty happy.
then the ocean
can
would at least give it a chance to continue doing what it is doing until maybe the ocean takes care of the problem.
I don't love how you said that, but I don't disagree.
I mean, I
Mm,
don't necessarily love it either, but if we're trying to find some middle ground between going and killing the thing to put it out of its potential theoretical misery and giving it a chance to try to continue living, then the only place for it to continue moving and living would be the ocean, at least to do so without, you know, settlements.
mhm. Does that feel reasonable to you, Cal?
Um, sure.
All right. And now, as far as the vote you mentioned, just to make sure we're all in understanding, we try to do things nicely, try to see what we can do about getting it to the ocean, or we try to handle the portal as quickly as we can. Are we all in understanding and in agreement about that?
I, I don't understand what you just said. Try and do what with the portal?
Alter it, maybe try to get that fella out of here, and then shut it down. We know what portals can do.
I don't think he'd be amenable to that.
And also, I thought he explained that shutting the portal down meant killing the slug.
Hmm.
Indeed.
Right, so if we're going to talk about shutting the portal down, why don't we just talk about killing the slug? Why are we concerned about keeping the slug alive if we want to shut the portal down?
Fair. I suppose the two options are either to keep the slug alive or to kill it. Um,
I'm also trying to give this fellow who's back there an opportunity to figure out what they're doing and get home
I
if we
feel like we
can.
don't have enough. I didn't meet this fella, but if there's a fellow back there trying to figure out this portal mechanic, I feel like we don't even have enough information for that guy to be trying to help him. There could be way more at hand.
He wasn't exactly the most talkative.
Yeah, but we've also all been stranded on an alien world too. So
what was that?
What?
This was before you.
No.
Or me or before him?
Zal.
Right.
All right. If we don't touch the portal, we try to get this thing to the ocean in the least harmful manner possible. We're giving the slug its best opportunity to potentially live, and the guy back there to potentially get home. That's option one. And option two is just go back there and piss that guy off and try to shut down the portal. Very likely have to kill that guy as well, and certainly kill the Rouge. As far as I see it, that's been the two options. Is that right?
Yeah.
I mean, the third and least likely would be to keep it for the refugees, but we've already talked about how that's a really bad idea.
Yeah.
That's just an option, but I don't think it's worth voting on.
I feel like
I
our
mean,
go-to option here is to just start heading to the ocean.
All right.
It is
If we're
not
not
the
keeping
thing's
it,
fault that it is an engine of war, but it is an engine of war.
I feel like there's more to this creature than we really know.
I'm sure, but
Because it itself is not angry or actively trying to kill things.
right, it is a vehicle of use.
Hmm. And
Its
then you
use
guys,
happens to be very good at killing.
I mean, in our instance, yes. I'm still not I know the plan. I'm just really curious here. So you said there's this guy back there with a portal, and you
We're
guys said
not
if
going to the guy with the portal. He has a Ember called it a cannon. It didn't shoot a ball though. It shot a light.
so. But
He's very effective at potentially killing us.
my follow up question with that though is he said if the portal gets shut down, this creature dies.
Hmm.
I'm still curious about who said creature is, and if since he knows how to keep this thing alive, I'm pretty sure there's he doesn't seem that all too worried about it. Like I feel like he would be attempting to help in this
No,
situation.
he was not interested. He explained that he had no intention on figuring out how to pilot the Rouge at all.
Hmm.
He actively is he was expressly and only interested with getting home through that portal.
All right. Last thing then is I vote that while we have the time while we're on this thing is to figure out as much information about this creature as possible in the instance that whoever him and his people are come back with more.
Whose people? The slug?
No, that guy back there with the portal.
well,
He's not. He was brought here and bound to the portal at the same. That I don't think that was. He's related to it necessarily.
I also think
He's stuck.
we already got all the information we're going to get from him.
I mean,
He sees us talking to him as taking time away from his research, which is
yeah, look, the bottom line, yeah, I agree, Ragnarok, and I think the bottom line is if we don't trust that individual, right, then we drive the Rouge here into the ocean and tell it to keep its mouth wide open and drown everyone, including that guy.
well. At this point, you're
Valid.
just killing the rats and that guy.
Take the rats with us, I suppose. I think somebody did promise them food.
We could
And
use food to lower them
outside
out.
food.
I mean, if we're driving this thing into the ocean, whether or not we leave its mouth open or instruct it to leave its mouth open, we're killing anything that's still on board because this thing is not going to live forever under the ocean.
True.
And when it dies, everything in here is going to die with it because it's going to be underwater.
We're essentially giving the fellow back there, I don't know, maybe a week to figure the problem out.
Well, I don't know. And I'm just saying it sounds like there's some question of trust, right? And whether or not we can trust that individual. And if we can trust him, then great. Let's give him all the time that we can. And if we can't trust him, well, let's kill him quick.
Not so much trust as I think if he could have done anything more than he is, he would have already. Not when we were here, but prior.
Ember Prime, do you have any input?
Not really. We can't just leave the slug here. Which, if we could make sure that nobody could ever pilot it, then sure, but we could just leave it to finish out its time. Give the other... But we can't, so...
All right. I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna try to pilot the thing.
Good luck in there. Bardic inspiration. Hold on,
Alright.
shit, wrong mask.
Mhm.
Okay, good luck in there. Get on in there.
Well, get on it.
Go on.
is it a save or a check?
It's a DC 15 intelligence save.
Okay, let's.
No.
You know what? I'm gonna use a point of inspiration.
Hey.
Hey,
Big
okay.
brain. Big
Alright.
brain. Much like the others, you feel a warming as you like insert your hand into the goo. There's a warm sensation that rushes up your arm and then filling your body. You tremble a little bit and you feel like you're about to lose control of yourself as your body becomes connected to the like your nervous system and its nervous system connect, and you fear that you will be overwhelmed by it, but you manage to maintain your sense of self and allow the connection to merge you. You feel all the sensories of the rouge, the slug here. You can notice that you're like you can't really sense a lot on the like what's ahead on the right hand side. The left hand side is what's clear. You notice that you can't really see super far ahead of you, and it's not really sight. It's more of a sensation that there is things in front. You are currently at rest, though you feel all the movement of the organs within this creature. Its body is extremely active. Um, but you also sense there are many, many portions that are just not working. In this space, you feel your mind connect in with Rouge, and you are in this kind of liminal space where, like, you are in this kind of white room without end, but you are also feeling everything about the slug. So it is able to kind of put you in two different modes of existence, so to speak. You hear its warm voice greeting you. Hello.
Afternoon.
How can I help you? Are we moving soon?
That depends. Before we make any decisions about how to move or if we should be, we were wondering. I can tell that you can feel creatures around you. Is that right?
Um, the response you get from is, it is difficult to discern such small portions of living matter. Large collections of them is possible to notice. Mainly, I'm able to avoid anything of potential danger to myself or my passengers. But beyond that, I'm able to pass over or through most things. And through its senses, you get the sensation of you're not able to determine, like, there's a thing walking around me. It's
Mm-hmm.
just like there is no large obstacle in front of me.
Mm-hmm. When you're looking for dangers, is that like cliff sides and tall mountains or city walls? Can you tell?
It depends on the obstruction, the density of it, the height. A cliff is difficult to determine ahead of time. Sometimes it's difficult to determine ahead of time. And I do not stop or move or I do not stop and turn very swiftly.
I see. If I am feeling in this space, what feels like the most present danger, spatially?
I mean, currently it doesn't have like any
Any
spatial.
at all?
Yeah, like I mean, it's stopped in a place that, I mean, you're far from a mountain or cliff, or I mean, you're far away from anything that would feel dangerous to it. There
Okay.
are like that you are in an area like that has trees and to you what are large boulders, but like it doesn't. You've seen it move. It either breaks through, goes over, or sometimes scoops it into its mouth. You were also you've been told that it is kind of going back along the same path that it had cleared
Mm-hmm.
before it was told to stop. So there's even kind of less around.
Okay.
Yeah, but it doesn't consider the trees or rocks ahead of it dangerous in any way.
Do you feel well or poorly?
I do not feel good nor bad. Unfortunately, that's not part of my design. I am functional for the moment, but that will diminish as more time goes on.
Does non-functioning feel like pain to you?
I do not feel what you refer to as pain.
All right. If we were to bring you to the water, how long would you feel you are safe within it in a large body of water?
Were I able to seal myself completely, I could survive for perhaps a week, maybe two.
But you
Though
would
I'm
require air?
correct. I'm unable to sift oxygen through liquid. I would also suggest if we are to take travel under the water, if the travel shall be long underwater, you may wish to evacuate me beforehand. I'm unable to seal every compartment of my form at the moment. There will be minor leakage, which will eventually fill the interior.
If someone who were speaking to you as I am were to request that you take no further orders from anyone who came this way, would that be something you'd be capable of adhering to?
I'm only able to follow the orders of who is piloting. You could present such an order, and I will follow it until someone begins to pilot me.
It's very sensible. All right. It's been lovely. And I'll withdraw my hands.
Okay. There's takes a few moments as you like disconnect yourself from this creature. There's each of you have also felt in these moments afterwards like this fleeting sense of diminishment as you return to your simple forms.
Shade.
All right.
Any luck?
Got some good answers, I think. He doesn't have senses that could clearly delineate a path through civilization in a way that would be safe to it or others. Um, I think it could, if it made it to the ocean, survive for about a week on its own under the water, but it even has hesitations about that and recommends we not be on board if that were to be the course of action. Doesn't feel pain, just understands that it is continuing to wither. As far as I'm concerned, that amount of information leads me to believe that we should confront the gentleman at the portal, close the portal best we can, or perhaps help him through it if that's possible, and then close it and let whatever comes of the corpse of the Rouge be what comes of it.
So we are back to a vote then.
I think so.
Very well. All in favor of taking it to the ocean? Zal will raise a hand.
Ragnarok raises his hand.
Let me rephrase. Sending it to the ocean. We are not taking it to the ocean. Completely different thing. Words have meaning.
Firm throws up a hand reluctantly.
Well, it's kind of a shit vote.
Well, I suppose as a formality, a vote for going and, I guess, risking possible death against the cannon man.
John, on the overworld map, the slug is parked about where the 5th season marker is. Or no?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Based on like distance traveled, you also and like its movement, and then you guys had to like travel back away, on one of the nights, so that way it would continue onward. You're roughly like 2 days ish travel from Maras at this point, right? Took you about 3 to get there. You're roughly about 2 ish. And even though it turned around, it barely traveled. And the time you were on it, it's been moving, right?
Look, if we need, I can flip this coin out, and we'll have a seventh member for a tiebreaker right quick.
Why not?
What?
What? Firm is just like,
You of all
excuse me?
people?
One of us dies as a
Well, it's
result of
either
this
that or
coin
flip a
flip.
legitimate coin, and
We could
who
just play
knows,
rock,
maybe
paper,
his
scissors.
insight might actually sway somebody.
We
Well,
could
I
just
mean,
play rock,
look,
paper, scissors.
Renia, and look, I'm more than happy to do it, and I'm pleased as punch that you've suggested that it might not be a bad idea. But I do want to make clear the way this thing works is he's going to do what I ask him to do.
It's a one-sided vote.
You could tell him to vote his own beliefs.
He just gonna ask for it.
Oh,
So,
Ragnarok.
know.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And I want to
To be
be also
clear-
clear, Cal. I never said it was a good idea. I said, why not?
Is everyone aware that if we go to the back of the vessel and the cannon man gets mad, we're gonna have to fight the cannon man, and given what he did last time, we're risking one of us dying again.
What did he do last time? I wasn't there.
He shot I'm told it's a cannon, but really it was a lot of light and heat.
I just
It was
sort of hitch the giant crossbow that I
L-
have
yeah,
into
right,
view.
like that, but just fucking everywhere, and then a lot all in one place.
It's not just that either. For anyone standing very close to him, it's also very hot.
So
And
for
bright.
you, got it.
Ember sometimes gets up close.
I think Ember can take heat, though.
It's true.
I was very close, and the funk was horrific.
I mean, if we're going back there, I don't think we're gonna be able to help the fellow. We don't.
No,
We
I
can
mean,
watch him and maybe give moral support.
Firm votes before anything. We just play rock paper scissors. Can't cheat at that one.
See, here's the thing: is it is still the case that one of these options does put other people
Mm-hmm.
at risk,
But
and so I
we
don't
can already
want to leave
see
that
we're
one
not
to.
agreeing.
I don't want to leave that one to literal chance. I'm standing firm. I do think that the right thing to do would be to immobilize a slug forever here.
Yeah. Now, so what I was getting at is it's a 3-3, no matter how we do this. We understand that people are there's like aftermarket circumstances. Got it. However, whoever side wins the fucking rock paper scissors, we just all have to go with it. We agree to the rules ahead of time.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not agreeing to that.
well,
Well,
They-
well, you're
Yeah, we
right.
might as well flip a coin. That
How
would be
about-
more fair.
how about this for another option? It'll take me a little while. Since he met yet another uncomfortable end, but if I bring Kieran Jr. back, and we have Kieran Jr. sit on top of this thing, then I'll be able to see what's going on outside, and I can instruct whoever's here in the driving chamber what's going on, and they can then instruct the slug what to do. We don't have to rely on the slug senses.
So we'd have to be able to communicate with the guy inside the little tentacles.
Mm.
Cal, are you suggesting that you stay here and bring it to the ocean?
Well, I mean, not alone.
All right. It just seemed like a deeply selfless sacrifice that I was not sure I could see an ulterior motive for, and I was a little baffled by.
No, I mean, I thought we'd all be doing this together.
To be clear, if my vote was for sending it to the ocean.
No, well, that's. No, I mean, the problem is, what if gentleman by the portal realizes he just needs more time and comes out instead, tells it to turn around? What if there's somebody else on here that we're not aware of that is like, I'm not going in the ocean? Like,
Yep.
yeah, I mean, if we're going to take, if we want it to go to the ocean, I think we need to take it to the ocean.
Should we vote again with a take instead of a send?
Or if we everything in here will grow back, presumably, but if we destroy the rest of this control panel after we're done using it, we at least buy it time to maybe get to the ocean before it comes back. I don't know how fast things are growing here.
Fair enough. Let's send it on its way, fuck shit up, and get the hell out of here.
Wait, hold on. It would, or, in order for it to get to the ocean without endangering other settlements in its path. Someone has to be here to watch and make sure the path is clear. I'm not trying to make this more difficult, but that's if that's what we're doing, if we're trying to send it to the ocean and we want to do that in a way that means that no one else gets hurt, someone needs to be here and able to see outside and watch for towns and guide the thing to the ocean. That's what that one means. Is that what we're proposing?
I'm
Sorry.
kind of thinking maybe we have the Praetors line up one by one and start touching it. They're good, then we leave 2 with that one until they get to the ocean, then they hustle on back. I mean, we're on a timetable as far as I understand it.
I didn't consider it, but
I mean, there's enough of them. It was like they could maybe spare if somebody wants to ask.
with the exception of them returning to their families, they're not operating on the same timeline we are. There's even a chance they weren't expecting them back. Sorry, Amber.
Oh no, well, it wouldn't be Ambo's dad.
I mean, you're not wrong. They probably didn't expect all the predators to come back.
Somebody want to go ask them if they want to give that a shot.
My fear is you put them in charge of this thing, and
Oh yeah.
sorry, I muted and then unmuted rapidly. Shit. You put them in charge of this thing. They're listening to the Sinku, who is rabidly anti-Bastion at the moment. I don't want to find us having to do the exact same thing we just did. We need to put a stop to this thing now. No one should be able to use it, except possibly us if we want to get to the Dread Lookout. You know, that option is still on the table.
So if we're back to killing Cannon Man in the back, if we
Mhm.
do like a sub vote on that, which is now, or we just wait till I have more resources to do anything about that. I can heal maybe a mild boo boo from for like 4 of y'all, and then after that you might be on your own.
I will need Boo Boo's healed as I take that damage much worse than I take other damage.
How far is the ocean from here?
Probably a few days.
A few days in this thing, or a few days if we're traveling back without it?
Don't really
That's a
know
good question.
how.
I
Yeah, we
mean-
don't really know.
If we're traveling back without it, we might just be walking through a hole, a furrow through the mountains, which feels bad.
Punches a hole through mountain. Now we just gotta walk through this little trail.
I mean, it's a mountain range between us and the ocean. Is this thing going to be able to get over / through the mountains?
Hold on.
I
I
think
have a
it's
lot of
well
faith in
equipped to
going
go
over.
over.
Did this thing come from down below? They said.
No idea.
I believe they did. I believe it. They said it came from down below.
So could we just tell it to go straight down?
It didn't want to go home.
Well, we don't
didn't
know if their
remember
home
where
is straight
home
down
was.
from here.
I'm worried that the thought of not that trying to kill it now is being what's the word? Dismissed because it would be taxing to face the fella in the back. If that's all it is, we can take some time, rest, and give that a shot. But if that's the only reason,
I mean, other than fighting one of the praetors, are we going to choose expedience at the cost of that being's life? Because that doesn't feel right. It didn't have anything to do with getting it got summoned here. It said, right? Am I
It
not
said it
remembering
was
that correctly?
It said it was a traveler, and when it arrived here, it got stuck to that thing. If it might not have been summoned, but I don't think it had much of a choice in getting stuck.
Well, you know what I think might help us make this decision? Perhaps some more information about what's going on. Anybody like to go talk to Cannon Man with me?
I'll come.
I'm gonna
I'll
put my
go, but
running mask on.
Yeah, we should all go.
I don't have high hopes for a conversation, but I'll go.
While we are walking, I will activate my Rite of the Dawn. Because, Sean, that makes me resistant to radiant damage.
Hmm.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Is there a chance you can find your Laplands?
Firm just. I feel like he would have like some leftover meat on him, and he just starts like holding it out and
Raglet?
clanging a pot.
Oh my gosh.
He's
I
he's
love
like,
it.
oh, hold on, let me. I put the names up here for this exact reason.
One of them was Ted, which I thought was very funny because
One
we
of them
have a
was
Ted.
also Cody.
It was Cody, that's right.
Yeah. Now, after I said all the names, it really clicked that I was like, I really just robbed everybody of their own name here.
I think it's
Yeah, you
that.
did
I feel like it's that you call them this, but that's not what they call it.
you did a verbal hint, but with just all the names on hand.
Yeah.
I cannot seem to find. Ted, Brad, Cody, and Kevin. Okay, yeah, he's just gonna start walking around, clanging the pot, and he's like, "You guys, Ted, Brad, Cody, Kevin, any more of you?"
Okay. You pass through several chambers before one of the rat folk is. You actually pass all the way down into Aldrazar's chambers, where one of the rat folk is just working on fixing some of the shit that's been broken in there through the fight. Um, they seem also to be cleaning up like bits of blood and stuff like that. You know, they're the maintenance crew.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, they all you see one of them in there, and it just kind of like, I mean, it perks up at attention at the food, the smell of the food that you have. What are you offering it?
Leftover spider tots.
Okay, yeah, because not everybody ate.
Didn't Zal eat some?
I don't
I
think.
believe Cal ate it, and that was
Mhm.
it.
No.
Cal and
Zal
Cal-
myself.
came in at the end and said he'd eat worse.
Yeah, Cal talked about how fucking disgusting it was and how he'd never eat it. And then, like an hour
Proceeded.
later, totally forgot what was being discussed and was like, oh, food, awesome.
Yeah, one of these rat creatures comes over, devours part of the spider tots, and speaks in Goblin, and asks, you know, what do you need?
Firm just like looks to the group. He's like, "They're here."
To
I don't
turn
speak
off.
that.
Didn't they turn off the electrical system last time? The wet hot things.
He looks at Zal. He's like, "I don't speak Goblin. Please, Zal." Can you translate?
Don't they also speak common?
If they do, they're choosing not to. I know a couple of them did. I just don't know if all of them did.
So, okay.
Cody may be AFK.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he might be a little AFK.
Yeah, just ask
I
the
was
two.
listening. I stepped away at the exact moment that the question was asked to go get water. And like I stood up and I'm like, I panicked because like, fuck, do I execute the going to get the water or do I
The
go
water.
back immediately? So it took extra long because I just stood there in indecision for like 10 seconds going,
Panicked.
I'll hand you a piece of paper with goblin on it that just says, come with us, please. You can have food. If they can't read,
Yeah, I was gonna say, what if they can't read?
if they can't read, come and get me. I mean, Goblin is. He just holds up a bunch of shapes scrawled on a page. More of a verbal visual language.
Firm's like, do y'all understand me? The other ones did.
This one looks at like it looks at you because you're making noise. You and I'm sorry, who did you hand the paper to?
How many of them
Firm.
showed up?
The firm. Okay. There's just one in this room. There's one.
Oh, okay.
There's just one. Yeah. So you have a piece of paper with some goblin written on it.
Oh yeah, Firm hands it to him. He's like, "Do you guys understand me?"
The creature crunches a few more spider tots, looks at the paper, and looks at you and nods, and then just turns around and I'm sorry. And what did you write on the paper, Zal?
I think he wrote, "Come with me."
I wrote, basically, we're leaving here. Come with us, please. There'll be food.
Oh, okay. In that case, it nods and just stands attentively.
Firm looks back. He's like, "They can read."
That's good. Okay, hold on. I can switch to Goblin. What's your name?
Ikrid.
Ikrid. Zal. Can you go get your brothers and meet us in the control room?
You want to leave place?
One way or another, we're intending to leave the place, yes. And we'd like you to come with us so that you can live and also have food from the outside.
Like food, but this is home.
I suppose you're welcome to live. Will you be okay with living in it if it is not alive?
Well, if it dies, then there's little for us to do. So we would, I suppose, leave home, but it's living now.
Right. But if it were not, you would want to leave.
If not, we would leave, yes.
Mm-hmm. So hang on to that
Hi.
notion, and then if it would find itself to not be alive, and you are aware, meet us in the control room.
Kind of like you see it scrunch its face up a bit, and like it's like clicking its large little rat teeth.
Is there some kind of flesh we could touch to get a hold of you?
Oh,
Is there a rat call?
So you guys see without context, Zal freeze for a second. doesn't like.
Oh,
Nope, nobody heard it. Nobody knows.
what a sentence. It says back to you. It describes a portion of the control panel that could call for workers. And that is part of what has been destroyed on it.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Nice.
w-
Oh, wait, Firm taps you on the shoulder, and he's like, "Hey, can you ask him if there's like a chief rat? Like, there's one in charge."
Zal pauses for a long moment and closes his eyes. This one really wants you to live and possibly be his underlings. I don't recommend that, but I do recommend leaving this place. He does want to know if you have a chief, and I'm worried about why he's asking, but
You see the rat kind of look at you, Firm, for a few moments, turns back to you, Zal, and says, again, you know, this home living we stay, home die we leave. Uh,
great.
need Chief Iquid Chief,
Do you want to be chief?
Iquid Big Chief.
Zal turns firm. He is the chief. He's the big chief.
Firm's like, well, never mind. Never mind.
Zal turns back. Well, chief, we will try to get in contact with you before we leave this place. Is that okay?
It nods and says, yes.
Once we're out, then you can go wherever you please, as long as you don't, hurt anyone or.
Firm's like, what about the laser wall?
What do you mean? Oh, you want to turn it off?
Yes.
Switch back. Chief, could you shut off the laser wall for us?
Oh, yes, you wish to pass through. Yes, yes,
Right,
can do.
We're going to go talk with the cannon man.
Bad idea.
Horrible, I know. Agreed.
He finishes the rest of the spider tots,
Yeah.
very messily eating it, spilling bits on the floor. You see as he walks away, the little like the robot hands, as he gets low on the ground, pick up some of the pieces that dropped from him and bring it back up to his mouth. And he leads you to where the laser room would be. You see him disappear into the flesh walls of the creature, and the laser just disappear off. You were able to continue your travel through, and I will. I
Is
want
he
to
still
bring
within earshot?
the Ikrin.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in the walls, so you don't really know. He could be.
I'll turn to Zal and just say, can you ask him if there's a way to keep it off permanently?
Agreed.
You see it from the ceiling emerge. Yeah.
Is there any way to keep the machine from running, or the Rouge, from continuing forward, like disabling the control panel or permanent solution?
Well, if you destroy the control panel, it'll grow back eventually. Uh, the only way that you could break this thing would be to destroy the power source.
Sorry, this is typically metagaming, but I don't think I was clear. I meant the laser field.
Zal closes his eyes slow. What about the laser room here? Could you turn it off permanently or keep it from engaging again?
I can turn it off for a little while, but we're supposed to keep it on.
Perhaps 4 hours.
I can do that.
And then we will revisit. We'll find you. And do you all keep same chambers? The back there.
Mostly we live in the back, yes.
We will send someone to the back to find you when we need you.
It nods and then just disappears back up into whatever tunnel systems they run into.
All right, we have 4 hours, and goddamn, that fucking language hurts my throat.
Hmm.
Who's gonna be doing the talking to Cannon Man?
Cal just walks in and starts saying, "Hello."
All right, good luck.
All right.
You got this, Cal. You just stiff upper lip of something. Bardic inspiration.
The aperture opens. You pass through the tunnel into the chamber. Again, you see the vertical red portal opening. The portal itself composed of flesh and nerves and veins. There are tendrils of it that stretch onto the ceilings, the walls. Bits of it are coming out of the portal, like from the other side, and attaching onto the floor. This thing is connected in many ways around the room. You see you see the form of this the elemental creature. It is currently its back is not to you. It is its side is facing you, as it is seemingly like has this device that seems to be like sparking as it interacts with the portal surface itself. Doesn't make any motion to like recognize that you were there.
I just call out, yes, hi. I thought we'd come down and check on your progress, give you an update on ours. How goes it in here?
Continues fiddling around a little bit. You can see it moves to the other side of the portal, doing the similar bits of it.
Well, look, if you're not going to talk with us, then we're just going to kill this thing and be on our way.
You see its head kind of poke out the side of the other side of the portal.
Right.
And it's
can
kind of
we-
like leaning and be like, "You have my attention."
Right. How goes it in here? You making any progress?
In the hour and a half since we last spoke,
Yes.
Yep.
no.
Is there anything that we can do to help?
Doubtful.
Do you have any ideas on how long this is going to take? It turns out that the Rouge, I should say, is not doing well. How long do you anticipate we need to keep it alive so that you might get home?
Estimates are unsure. The Rouge is slowly decaying. My hope is that I would find a solution before its inevitable end.
Yes, as is ours, which is why we're back here. We are intent on trying to help you get back home, but obviously we have things to do as well and can't stay here indefinitely, keeping the Rouge alive and maintaining this window for you. So I understand it hasn't been that long, but I'd just like to suggest that we maintain open communication so that there aren't any misunderstandings like there were upon our first meeting. So what is your plan once you get home?
Once I'm free from the bonds of this mechanism, then I will be free to leave this accursed place.
Very well. Well, we are still trying to figure out what to do and how to best ensure the safety of the people of this land while affording you every opportunity to get back home. if it turns out that there are either bits of local information that you might find useful, or if you are in need of some assistance or perhaps components that we might be able to help with, by all means, send us a shout, or we'll make a point of stopping in from time to time to see how the progress goes. Sound reasonable?
Sounds reasonable.
And you're sure that just maybe that if the portal is dispelled, that you're sure that won't release you, so you can go home?
There is a potential of that. However, there's also the potential that it scatters my essence.
Oh,
That sounds bad.
Yes, I doubt you would enjoy being scattered.
Yeah,
I
did that
doubt
once. Was not good.
I doubt there is anything your rudimentary civilization could provide to help me in this endeavor. However, there are certain bits of technology that this world seems to have that may be of use. The Aldrazar referred to them as old tech. If you have anything like that, I might be able to make use of it.
Firm looks to the group.
Didn't we pick up some stuff from like those little bots? But like, I don't remember if it like could be constructed for something or was something that we just haven't identified yet.
A few of you did pick up pieces. You just didn't spend the time to do anything with it yet.
Haven't
Okay.
had the time yet.
And I know at
Yeah.
least Firm did.
I know I did too. I just don't remember if it needed to be constructed or if we just had identified it. But if we haven't identified it, then I'm not interested in giving him something that could be like super ridiculously dangerous.
Same.
Cal is going to put the visage changer cipher on the ground and then kick it over to him.
As he walks over.
Right, and explain. Look, I don't mean to be rude, but last time I got even remotely close to you, I almost melted. So you understand if I keep my distance.
Very clever. You are capable of learning and remembering. Perhaps there's hope for this world.
I'll
Its robotic arms reach down and grab and pick it up, and it considers it in front of its face. It ponders the orb for a moment.
also kick over the summoning alarm module.
Okay, cool. Gathers that as well. Considers them both and goes, maybe. Could be useful.
The second one deals with teleportation. I can't see how it wouldn't be useful.
There may be something to this after all. If I am successful, I will let you know. This has been an agreeable encounter.
How much time do you need?
I do not know.
Oh, very well. We are happy to be of assistance and appreciate that an individual with a superior intelligence such as yours is giving us the opportunity to be of assistance in getting you back home. We wish you all the best, and we won't disturb your work any longer.
You see it nod, not understanding your double speak there, and turns and it begins to disassemble the cipher devices into more rudimentary pieces. It's four arms working diligently, and yeah, you all are left to do whatever you would like.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
so
back up into room 15.
Yeah,
we're
I will
back
do
to
the same.
square one.
Yeah, once we're back in room 15, I'll be like, look, dude says he needs a couple of days. I think we should take those couple of days to start piloting this thing towards the ocean. And if he is not successful, by the time we get there, uh, we instruct this thing to drive into the ocean and drown that dude.
Okay.
Okay, he has the ability at any time to come up here and make any alterations to the orders himself.
Yep.
No, well, we instruct it to go into the ocean. We destroy the control panel, and then it'll be a week or so before the control panel grows back, before anyone can control it.
Maybe not at all.
Do we have the time for that? Since how much time did we have when we left Bastion for Maras? How many days has it been?
I have no idea.
Are you referring to like how much time, like how long the stay of the Bastion militia is?
Yeah.
Yeah. You have um like almost 2 weeks because you bought a significant amount of time.
Okay.
So
Which
you're
comes back loaded.
you were arriving in Mount Maras, right? And then you have like 2 weeks from that day. So you still have like a week and a half almost.
Okay. I just don't want to however long it may take us to get to the ocean. I don't want that to eat up all of our time.
Yeah.
Because this is not what we have come here for.
Right. For those familiar with the general area, Ember, your relative location, you would wager crossing those mountains with the Rouge, like on foot, it would take you maybe weeks to like scale up and down the mountains. But if this creature does what it you expect it to do, then it potentially could get to the ocean, like the coastline, maybe 4 or 5 days. Now, how you move afterwards is different, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think how we move afterwards, don't we have the magical means to get back to Bastion in an instant?
But that's not Boas.
Right, but we're probably better off heading back to Bastion and then heading to Maras than we are trying to go back over the mountains on foot.
You got a point.
I think I have a better idea.
Okay.
I think Winnie's early idea with you specifically. I think there should be one person to stay and drive this thing into the ocean. And I think it should be me.
How you gonna get out?
I'll quickly ask him to open his mouth right before he goes in the ocean to jump out. I can swim easily. Also, I think out of all of us, I probably have the best ability to make it out on my own. I can find my way back to Mawas. I'm pretty good at finding my path and staying out of sight.
If that guy comes for you, you're at a disadvantage.
I can outrun him. I don't
It's-
plan on fighting him, but I can easily take out the controlling panels by myself too. He won't notice until the controller panels are done, and I'm probably won't notice until I'm out of the slug already. Look, my life isn't more. Even if I do die, my life isn't more important than the lives of Bastion and Moras and a war between them.
Firms like side-eyeing to the rest of the group.
And more importantly, I don't have too many connections between the two, and I'm not exactly the best at talking.
Is making this decision again just a way to avoid all of us having to fight that one individual together? Because I don't think you're not gonna fight him no matter what happens.
Possible,
And
but
if it is between as much as I may appreciate the noble sacrifice you're attempting to make, if the option is you fight him alone and he kicks your ass, or we all go together and get our asses kicked a bit, and we solve the problem much faster.
So
One
I'm
of those sounds
hearing
like a better idea.
if our plan is to fight him, then I'll go with you and all and fight him. But the plan isn't to have a noble sacrifice. The plan is to take Rouge where he needs to go, and at least he'll be sent off by someone that cares about him. I don't plan on fighting this guy. I plan on running away from him as quickly as possible. I don't intend this to be a sacrifice.
I like the way his armor looked. I think we should take it.
I don't think we can beat him.
And also, just because he is a dick does not mean he doesn't, I don't know, deserve to live.
Deserve a chance at least.
All right.
If we have the days to spend, we could spend, I don't know, several days waiting for him to. Basically, the mountains is probably our cutoff point for decision. If he
Well,
hasn't
look,
done by then,
Do
we have
do
to
we
move
have to
away.
move? We could just stay, whether it's a couple days heading to the.
That's the other option. I can stay here and you can all head back to Moras until he figures it out. I can protect the Rouge.
That might be better for you.
Question is, how long do I wait?
Ragnarok, there's another part of this that, although I appreciate the nobleness of the thing that you are doing, I think you underestimate the 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 core function that you provide to this group, in addition to being generally fairly friendly, is keeping the rest of them alive. If we get back to the city and we get jumped by any of those cultist types, we are at a disadvantage without you present. Far more than nearly anyone else, excepting maybe Amber Prime, that I can think of.
Hey, real quick, those things that were on Aldrazar, let me take a look at them. Maybe there was something on Aldrazar that'll explain why that guy is stuck here.
The only thing on
Yeah,
Alcazar was this crown.
I'll hand the stuff I got from the bots to Ember. I think you underestimate yourselves. I mean, I don't doubt my utility to this team. I think I'm a valuable member, but I don't think if I were to die in battle, it would kill all of you.
No, but you not being present would lend itself to one of the rest of us dying much faster.
I think you underestimate yourself. Zells.
I do not. I have already died.
Oh,
I died when you were 50 feet away from me fighting other things, and they got to me. Again, there's one thing to be noble and to lay your life down for a good cause, but consider that the good cause of the group, if you think it is worthy, has value in itself.
I'm not doing this out of nobility. I'm doing it because I think it's right and the best plan
Right.
for us.
Ember, the ciphers and the relics, as they have a function similar to magic, do become detectable through detect magic, though they emit no schools of any kind. What are you identifying?
Whichever one's pop is magic.
I mean, they all the ciphers function on like a kind of magical level, right? It's techno magic, so again, like they all do. So you, you know you have to pick one, right? Like everything pops.
What was the list again?
What did you all hand to Ember?
Anything I got from the bots.
Okay, you know what it is. I do not. I do not have the list anymore. So what is in your inventory that you were handing?
Two
I
of
don't
them
believe you gave
received a
me
bunch of.
anything.
So, two of them, I believe it was Firm and Ragnarok, spent time gathering some materials that could possibly be made into a cipher, but were not maybe ciphers in themselves. It was kind of unclear at the time.
Okay, that's what you're doing because
That's what they're referring to.
Ember had asked about the stuff that was on Aldrazar.
Right, which is the crown and the sword.
The crown, the sword, and he had like a healing
If-
thing on him as well. Yeah.
If
Yeah.
Ember is referring to that.
Right. Which is what Ted said. So to be clear, Ember, what are you requesting?
I guess the crown. We kind of know what the sword does. It hurts.
It does a smacky.
Yeah, so-
Cool.
Yeah, the crown then.
Okay. Who is holding the crown?
Technically, I was. I don't know if it ever made it into my inventory. I'm the one who picked it up, though.
Okay.
In my notes, I have wrapped in several layers of cloth so I don't touch it.
Sure. Okay. Okay, cool. As previously discovered, this is a mask of machine speaking. It is a piece of iron flesh. It requires both attunement and surgical implantation. The surgery itself would be risky and dangerous. You would need someone skilled in these items as well as likely medicine or something to that effect. Again, there is one such individual you are aware of, though there could be more out there in the world. This item, once installed and attuned, will convey to you information regarding machines, ciphers, relics, and other instances of iron flesh, translating to an advantage on tasks for finding and salvaging them, but also gives you advantage on attacking or interacting with a machine. But if you're looking for reasons why the elemental entity is here, this provides no such context.
Yeah.
Well,
And the stuff we collected from the bots needs to be assembled into a cipher, right?
Correct. You need to spend time essentially salvaging it.
Okay, cool. Then I
Sob.
handed nothing over because I
Okay.
kept the sword.
Okay. Cool.
I guess if we're just gonna give this guy a couple days, I'm gonna go check out that bed Rouge made.
The siren song of the flesh bed.
All
And he
right.
just like slowly starts like taking long steps backwards, and he's like, "All right, no other objections."
You are in a room that is actually like designed to be living quarters, right? Like all the bed that it made for like in the control room.
Mhm.
This room has them.
I agree with you there, and I hear you. However, we are way too close to like Mr. Cannon Man,
Sure.
and the control room is still free for anybody to walk in and just nab it.
All right. Firm heads back to the control room. What are the rest of you doing?
Back to the control room.
Yeah.
Okay. You all head back up to the control area. You find firm that the uh, the flesh the flesh futon is
Oh
quite
wow, you made it worse.
Yep,
Yep.
found a
Yep.
way.
Wow.
Flesh futon.
Firm, are you going to be sleeping on that futon?
For at the moment, yes. At the moment, yes.
It's quite comfortable to lay in.
Firm.
The interior is lined with a semi-wet mucus. Um, you do find that there are also these apertures next to the several beds that it has made. They look similar to the ones on the control panel, but they are of different colorations.
I'm sorry, that last part one more time.
They look similar to the control panel, like the goo you put your hand in,
Mm-hmm.
but they're like different. They're different colors, so they're clearly not the same thing.
Firm just sticks a whole hand in one of them. Does it need both hands?
I mean, you don't know, so trying one or both is about the same.
It's just like he's picturing like I'm picturing like so I'm laying on like the flesh futon, but it seemed weird if you have to stick both arms into something, because then you got to like hold them out or maintain that when you're trying to rest, and it doesn't seem like that's a good rest feature.
Yeah. Make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Nice. Wait, I think I'm at disadvantage.
No, it's just ability checks.
Yeah, just ability checks.
Well,
Cool. You feel okay for about you feel okay, and then about 20 seconds later, you begin experiencing vivid hallucinations.
oh god, this thing gets you high.
It lasts for about 10 minutes. They are like extremely vivid to you.
I want to ask what kind of visions, but I'm just gonna go with whatever the firm sees. He's trying to physically interact with, and so like the group may just see Firm walking around or like moving around very weirdly, like he's talking or interacting with people or things.
As Firm trips balls, what do what are the rest of? Is anybody getting up to anything of note? Otherwise, time will pass.
I'm gonna lay down in the furrow I was starting to groove with my body in the flesh of this thing.
Sure.
It's like a water bed or some really advanced memory foam.
Mhm. All right, so outside of your survivability, what other reasons do we have against my plan?
Time, mostly.
I think this gives us the best amount of time.
I'm still not even sure that it's a
A-
good idea to send this thing into the ocean. I mean, it made sense. It's the best of a lot of bad options, but if all it takes is a couple days of waiting instead of traveling for the portal to be able for that thing to get home so that we can just close the portal, then
Yes, I concur with Ember Prime. I think that given where we are and what we know, if we wait a few days, it's possible that our friend back there will make it back through the portal. If he hasn't, right, then it's very possible that this thing will only have a few more days to live beyond that, which puts us at 5 or 6 days. Gives us plenty of time to get back to Maras. And Ragnarok, as for why we're not leaving you to handle this on your own, in addition to being a valuable member of this party that we would like to see again and keep alive, I think that leaving one person here, any one of us here, drastically underestimates how important and how potentially world changing this weapon could be for whoever recovers it. We need to make sure that this thing goes no further. And I understand that it is a conscious being and that it doesn't intend any harm. But as we have been told, it obeys unquestioningly anyone who is in control of it. And as long as it exists and that remains the case, then this thing is also a weapon. And we need to end it. And we need to end it together. So I say, we wait here a couple days and see if our friend can detach himself and go back through the portal, in which case, presumably, we can close it and end this whole thing right then. If not, we wait here a few days longer and see if this thing finally is no longer a viable life form, in which case we won't have to deal with the Cannon Man. If after 5 or 6 days everything is still the same, then it's Rainier's original plan. We charge back there fully rested and recuperated and do what we can to put an end to all of this nonsense.
We have the additional benefit of this creature knowing that it is unwell and that it does not feel pain. Whatever we're doing to make sure that it eventually dies, because no matter what we're doing, that's sort of what's going to happen. We're still ultimately taking care of it, and it will be all right. It's not an unkindness. So you felt it, I felt it, others have felt it. It'll be all right. Plus, I mean, even if one of us were piloting the damn thing the whole way, we'd still have to do what Cal suggested, which is have someone outside watching, because this thing's practically blind.
What do you say, Ragnarok? Have we changed your mind? They're still intent on going it alone.
Oh no, I'm absolutely willing to wait. I just think we have better priorities, but I mean, uh, how many days to wait before we go back and we take care of business?
I mean, perhaps I'm mistaken then. Right now, I don't see any greater priority than taking care of this. Whoever controls this, it's world changing.
For about a week.
So how long do we wait to go back there and finish off the job?
Until this thing's dead.
But we have a war with Bastion and Moras that we have to take care of.
I I think we'd be risking ourselves if we wait longer than 3 days. Honestly.
So in 3 days' time, we go back and if it hasn't fixed itself, we go back and we kill the traveler, and then the slug, the Rouge.
More or less.
Okay.
Terms like that was fun. I don't think we ever gave it a name, but the Death Eater firms like that thing. Yeah, I saw like a party of them. They were just having tea. For the
You're
kiss of
right,
death.
firm.
Kyle, he looks at Kyle and he's like, I really think you should try these tentacles.
That is one of the more bizarre sentences that I have heard in my time adventuring.
Look, and I don't know what you've heard, firm, but what I had with Flown was special.
Oh no, I don't mean it like that. I mean what these things can offer you, not do to you.
Well, I mean, it sounds like you mean it exactly like that. And again, what Flown and I had was special. So, sounds like we're going to wait it out a couple days and cross our fingers and hope that the issue resolves itself. Any objections to that plan?
No, it gives me time to work on these, figuring out what these things are.
Oh, well, there
What
we go.
things, firm?
He also like the damaged little droid bot thingies. He's like these things.
Got it. If even seemingly unrelated ciphers are useful to that thing, do we think it's worthwhile giving him some of the other ones we have, seeing if it'll help him make progress?
I can
The
give him
one
the
I
food
have
one.
can make a second body, and maybe that might be helpful.
But,
I have one that keeps you awake. I don't see us using that anytime soon.
The only one I have makes a little automaton, so I don't know how that would be useful, but maybe it will be.
I
I
mean,
can give him the one that makes food, or that shows a good picture of food. The other one, I feel like would backfire. It makes everybody mad.
Well, I mean, it looked like he was capable of taking them apart, so
yeah, personally, I don't see why we'd keep any of them. Is there anything more important right now than this issue getting resolved so we can get on with it?
Well, I'm keeping my Wellick.
I'm more than happy to give him the pill that maybe he can use to make another body. Not sure what in there is flesh of his, but
That could be useful then.
Two minds are greater than one.
Then if his essence gets scattered, there's another body for it.
true.
I don't know if that's how that works, but
I mean, I'm not attached to it. I don't. It would have been helpful if I lost an arm, but I don't know how to attach an arm anyway. So
Also, staying awake for him might be very helpful.
assuming he sleeps,
True.
his head is made out of liquid fire stuff.
I could go drop him off to him if you guys want.
Sure, here's mine.
I love doing these dumb things.
I don't know if you carry too many of those, it might be a bad idea.
Oh, that is a good point. Uh, he's like, how many is this altogether?
I've got
Three.
one.
2.
I believe 3 from Zal.
3 from Zol? Oh my
No,
gosh.
No, like
I have
one more from Zal, so 3
Oh.
total.
Oh, okay.
If you give them all to me, I can hold them and take them there safely. You said there was a limit, right?
I think
Yeah.
it's 3.
Right.
He can have the food one. That's 4. 2 people need to go.
I'll go down. That's fine.
Which you has less?
I have 2
I only have
on
the
my
one.
person.
I only have
I'll,
one.
I'll hand it to Ember. The body duplicator.
Okay, so before the evening is out, you are planning to deliver some ciphers to the elemental entity at the portal.
Sounds like the plan. Yep.
Okay. Who goes to deliver?
Yep.
Herm wanted to, but
You can go with her.
You can still go. Yeah.
Maybe let him know about the limit.
Herm giggles.
It wasn't a joke.
It wasn't, but Fern was thinking about what would happen if he was holding all these.
Okay, so Firm, you go to deliver several ciphers to the elemental at the portal. Upon your initial arrival into the area, at first it doesn't seem to take much notice of you, but after a few moments, it actually does turn to look at you, and then eyes the items that you are carrying. You bring more gifts.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
Don't know if these will be helpful. Figure they can't hurt. Maybe you can use them for parts. We have sort of a time limit going.
So we're trying to speed up this process.
So anything we can do to help.
I see. Well, to be honest, I think there is something to what the other one spoke of before. The previous object had some sort of spatial uh, constructs within it. That actually became useful so far. Perhaps some of these will find use as well. I feel progress is being made, which hasn't happened in a long time.
Hmm.
Please, you may drop them on the floor so as not to be burnt.
Firm's like, what kind of suit is that? What kind of armor is that?
This is the armor my people have developed in order to allow our form and essence to remain concentrated.
Can I get one?
No, I don't believe your physiology and it would be compatible.
Firm just turns away. He's like, fine.
You were saying that the teleportation magic attached to this cipher was useful. Our friend, the person you spoke to before, has some considerable skill in that area. If you think that might be useful.
How so? Skill how so?
Well, I mean, he teleports things around a lot. He once, now granted, we don't have the item that we used to do it still, but he did once teleport us all hundreds of miles. So I don't know if you think maybe that sort of thing would help break your connection to this portal so you can go home.
If you have any other devices which contain a sort of teleportation or spatial connection, then that will be of use. But it sounds like your friend already used whatever object they had that gave him this ability. Now, if one teleports around of their own free will without a construct, then that is of no use to me. I need technology.
Okay, got it.
Firm takes a moment. He's like, what about something that can pick you up? Like it can make you hover. Can't teleport.
Potentially, there's no way to know. I'd have to disassemble the item and see if I can create anything functional that will allow me to interact with the portal in the way I need. You're welcome to leave any of these as you see fit. They, so far, have been useful.
I just got this one. And I'm gonna hold it for a little bit, test it out, then bring it back.
Sure. Is there anything else?
No, we'll check in again later.
Once again, this interaction has been favorable.
Firm's like, are you hungry? You want food?
I do not desire food or sustenance, not as you perceive it.
Never mind.
Yeah, head back to everybody else.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you step back, you can hear it making it's waiting for you to not be within its burning zone to go gather the items you have left. Anybody who has given up anything to make for this thing to make use of, make sure you delete it from your inventory. Is there anything anybody wishes to do of note before the evening passes and time moves on?
Does it require a check to compile these components into a cipher?
Yeah.
It does. It requires an ancient arcana check for salvage.
Does anyone want to help me?
Can we do it like a group party where you're like sitting in like the school desk with a group? Because I was gonna do that too. So he could just get advantage with this one.
Or I
Got a
can
few
help
more bardic
you since
inspiration.
I can help you since you have higher intelligence than I do.
Yeah, you can do
What? Check
advantage,
are you doing?
guidance, bardic inspiration, all of it.
I've
Oh,
got 2
perfect.
more bardic inspirations, so I'll give them to whoever.
What check are we doing again?
Ancient Arcana.
Intelligence.
Oh,
Ancient Arcana, so yeah, intelligence.
Yeah, so
Okay.
whoever is going to try to salvage a cipher from the bits of those little laser bots.
I'm interested in helping. I have a +5 to it, so I'm okay with however if I can help with whatever's easiest.
How do you know what your +5 would? What?
It's my intelligence modifier plus my proficiency, which would be a total of 5.
Oh,
I
okay.
believe his is a +6.
Yeah.
Okay. What? So I think Ragnarok has 3. Firm has 3 because you said they were in groups of 3 to make one.
Groups of 3 to make one. Yeah.
Yeah, and then did nobody else grabbed anymore, right?
No.
So this would be 2 checks or just 1 big check?
Be 2 checks.
Got it.
2 checks at advantage with guidance and bardic inspiration.
Nice.
Also, is the bardic inspiration immune to 1s and 2s right now?
Yes, as long as I have this mask on, yeah.
Tight.
That was
I
why
did not-
earlier I went fuck and switched mask.
I was trying to roll Ancient Arcana, but it just rolled for damage, so
Yeah, because it doesn't know how to do it otherwise.
20.
Okay. All right.
3.
Plus a D8.
Plus 3. You can roll the
You're welcome
D8
to
on
throw a
top.
D8 on it.
+6.
Nice.
Huge.
Great.
The first item, in no time at all, you begin assembling the pieces together. Almost, it's like you're solving a Rubik's cube, right? You're just in the zone, right?
Yeah.
You are watching him just snap, pull apart, piece things together. Before long, there's like you can feel energy emitting in your hands, having created and salvaged something from these items. You have salvaged a time dilator of defense. This crystal nodule becomes is must be affixed to armor to function. Applying the nodule takes an action. The affected armor gains the following ability until the next long rest. The wearer of the armor moves in seemingly random, rapid jumps a few inches from one side to another when attacked. From the wearer's perspective, you are moving normally. The effect of this is all attacks made on the wearer during this period gain disadvantage.
Was blur. Nice.
Yeah, essentially a very long-term blur.
Nice. Alright. Firm takes a moment, wipes off his hands, feeling sweaty.
Yeah, and that took you mere moments to pull that together.
Alright. It's like, let's do it again.
1 more bardic inspiration.
15. Or
Nice.
21? No.
24.
Math.
24.
Yeah.
24. Yeah, okay, very good. Not as fast as the previous, but still swift and only taking a few minutes. You piece together a little box-like device that kind of fits into your palm and it has a glass window covering on one side of it. This is an X-ray viewer. When activated, it is active for up to 10 minutes, and when you hold it up to a solid surface, the window allows you to see through up to 2 feet of solid material of any kind, including lead. Anything thicker than 2 feet will block vision.
I feel like Firm finds that out, so he's gonna relay that to the rest of the group. Well,
Both seem very useful. Good work.
thank you, thank you. It was very scary, but fun. Well, now you guys. Well, who would like time dilator?
That might be pretty useful on someone like Zol or Cal. Okay, actually, Cal, are you wearing any steel or is it all just robes?
Oh no, I wouldn't put that much metal against my body.
I technically only got leather under here. If it'll work.
It did just. I don't know how we find this information out, but I'm assuming it has like instructions with it. I'm just gonna run with it. Fern is like, it just says armor, right?
It just is armor. Yeah.
Whoever feels like they would benefit the most from it.
Yeah, I think that means Zol and myself. Ember could make use of it, but she's got a lot defending her most of the time anyway. Every little bit helps, though.
I
Power
would say you
technique, real
take it
quick.
for now.
Let's see. Send.
Rainier, that is.
Yeah.
Sure.
Power technique. We could have given this to Ragnarok and just let him start fighting somebody and pop it, and then they just see Ragnarok just shifting right in front of them. What are they gonna do?
Don't know
Fight that?
Does Ragnarok's pants count as armor?
Yeah.
Probably not. We could have given armor just for the tactic.
I'm
I
not
mean,
wearing
he's pretty
armor.
tactical without it.
I'm not wearing armor. It slows me down. But I appreciate the sentiment.
Well, thank you. I tried. And then the X-ray one. Who feels most responsible for this one?
How many times can you use it?
I assume once.
Yeah, these are all ones.
It just lets you see through stuff.
Anything of 2 feet or less.
We had combined all six. Would we have gotten a relic?
No.
Okay, cool.
I mean, I can take it if that's needed, but
Never mind. He is not on the trade option. It is Merv.
if somebody else has stronger feelings about it, you can take it instead. Also, I've been meaning to ask him, but can you identify this bag of beans?
I've also been meaning to ask Emba if you can fix my great axe for me.
What's wrong with your great axe?
Well, I hit a quiche with it once, and it kind of degraded, and so I was hoping you would be able to fix it somehow.
I can take a look. I can probably make you the bag of beans.
Yeah, the
Right.
farmer gave us a bag of beans. It was magical, I guess, and I've just
Quite the fairy tale, actually.
had it, and I mean, it seemed fairly low priority. Now that we're sitting around waiting, I figured you could check it out.
The bag of beans seems so interesting.
I've been so scared of the bag of beans
See,
since we got it.
it's just been sitting in my notes. I don't even think I have it I don't have an item for it in my inventory that I could see. I just know I received the bag of beans
Yeah, it
because
was
I wrote it down in all caps.
it was your initiate item. Was
Yeah. They
it was
handed me a
your
stack.
first. It's like your first literal quest with us. Yeah, you get to hold the bag of beans.
Oh, Sean, it's in my
I didn't
notes.
identify that.
Oh yeah, after this. Sorry. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah, it turns out it's literally just a bag of beans, and that's
Just a
what we
bag of
make
beans.
all new people do when they join the party. Is we just wait and see how long they hold the fucking bag of beans, and we laugh about it.
This bag of beans. Okay. Okay. Ragnar, your great axe, it's just a regular, it's not magical, it's just a regular great axe, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe at the time you said mending would fix it.
Yeah, mending or like blacksmithing. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you hit like it was like a creature that like degraded weapons and armor and that
Yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just hit it once with that.
Yeah, Ember can easily take care of that for you and restore it back to its original function. The bag of beans, um, it is a bag of beans. Inside this heavy cloth bag are
Oh,
3d4 dry beans. Who would like to roll for how many beans are in here?
dear
I
Jesus.
feel like that has to be Zal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
Okay,
sure.
3d4.
Zal, 3d4.
Holy
Okay,
shit.
9 beans.
Beans.
Okay, beans. Cool. If you can I?
This has been perfect for a slingshot.
Yeah, I was looking for. I was like, can I show it to everyone? Let me
Maybe
fi-
this is the time to tell Dawson that bag of magic beans is a magic item in
Bag of
the game.
beans is a magic item.
We're not just super jazzed about just some dry lentils.
Yo, check out these beans.
It's a magic item that's has the capacity to seriously derail things at any given time.
Beans.
Oh,
Okay.
it's the magic. I thought he was saying that this is literally just a bag of beans.
I mean,
He
it's
was
also
saying it's a
that.
magic
it is
item, a
that.
bag of beans.
Firm, check
Cool.
it out. Zal's got a bag of beans. Imagine what you could cook with those.
If you dump the bag's content on the ground, the beans explode in a 10-foot radius. Each creature, makes saves against the damage. So, like, if you dump the bag, it blows up the beans, exploding bean. But if you remove
I
one
love
bean,
that you have only the option to dump them on the ground in front of you. Like the concept of throwing
Yeah.
the beans.
no,
No.
nah. If you
Beans
remove a
don't like that.
bean, plant it in dirt or sand and water it, the bean produces an effect 1 minute later from the ground where it was planted. And then I get to roll on the bean table to determine the effect.
A bean table.
Legendary
Like-
bean table.
The majority of them suck. Majority of them are horrible or wretched. There's like 3 that are good, and 2 of the ones that are good are like fine.
I mean, there's fruit trees, there's eggs that grow,
There's nice eggs. There's
nice
also a pyramid
campfire.
and a literal giant beanstalk.
Yeah, it could be a
A
bean.
pyramid with a fucking lich thing inside.
Well,
Just
you have
hypothetically.
9 magical beans.
Well,
That's
a lot of beans.
crazy. What do you say we go plant one, you guys? We got a couple days.
no. I am fully planning on, just to be clear to the group, selling these beans at the nearest possible opportunity.
If a bean comes up missing.
If the bean comes up missing, then I'll know you took the bean and I'll be cross. You have a follow-up point or?
No, he has no follow-up point. You also got to remember about this. This is like no actual thing is going to happen, but I myself have no idea the real effect of these bag of beans, which makes this great.
It's a lot.
It's just a bean. It's just a bean. Okay. Anything else before the evening comes to a close? Okay. Do you sleep inside the slug or do you go outside and make camp?
I plan on sleeping in the slug. That's what it's
Firm
built
wants to
for.
sleep on the
Yeah.
flesh futon.
Yeah, you find that the praetors are apt to sleep here, as it is very. I mean, it's safe and defensible. You know.
Should we send them back? Is the question. To at least report on our progress. That's to the group, not to the DM.
I have a much better. We could just go.
You have
I
done.
figure that if we're going to end up potentially having to fight,
Yeah, yeah. I had
I
that thought
think-
immediately after I asked it. Yeah, that's a good
Let's-
idea.
Yeah.
Swarm of Praetors is helpful.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool. We're all camping out with your dad.
Yep. Yep. Emperor M doesn't think it's weird.
Your dad spends a lot of the night.
Wait.
Your dad spends a lot of the night like just asking, about like your adventures and, like give me like a real rundown of everything you've been doing. It's clear you can take care of yourself. And all of you can. He wants to know as much as possible. And he also shares a little bit more about his past and how that he uh, the bat Maras called for volunteers to join in the defense of the city, and he was selected. He thought he was going to be a guardsman, and he was selected to join the Praetors. Him and Lugdush had known each other a long time. He doesn't get into like a lot of detail about the work that he's done. He says a lot of it is fairly secretive, and he doesn't wish to break that promise to the city. But you get the sensation that he's proud of what it is that he's done, and he's proud to serve and defend Miraz. The evening passes. Morning comes. Do you all wait to see if your portal friend, your elemental friend, at the rear of the slug, makes any kind of a notification to you, or do you all check on them?
I feel like just make it a thing to check every like couple hours.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sure.
Yeah.
Maybe every like 6 hours we stop
Yeah.
in.
Maybe we don't talk to him, but we do.
Just
we do
spy.
peek. Yeah.
Yeah. It's around mid afternoon then that you go to check on them, and you find that they are. You find that as you are going to check on them, they are in the 11th chamber, making their way to you all. They kind of see you as the aperture opens, and says, "Oh, I was just coming to let you know that." And he kind of like extends his both sets of arms to the side and kind of does like a little spin in place. This is farther than I've ever been away from the portal.
Is this good news?
This is fantastic news, as I've only been able to move about 100 feet away from it before I felt it pulling me back. I believe, through the use of some of your gifts, I believe I am able to free myself from the boundary of that device.
If the purpose is to return to your homeworld.
Not so soon for that. I will continue my travels. There's still much work that I need to do. But this world is been mostly disappointing. Except for you all.
What is the purpose of your research if not to return to your homeworld?
My people were not originally bound to these suits. Without them, we find it difficult to maintain ourselves for too long. We don't know why this has occurred. No one remembers when it started. We just are born and must be suited. We all are searching for the answer. Maybe one day we'll find it. This interaction has been favorable. I wish you well on whatever journey you choose to take with this creature. You see it raises, it's not its larger mechanical hand, but one of its suited hands. And then you see its form begin to shimmer brightly and kind of has a blurring effect. And it literally transitions from this reality into another.
Oh, okay. Oh, y'all saw that too, right?
Yep.
Mm.
I guess we try to go close the portal now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing stopping us.
Do we want to move it away from here first, or is here okay for its final resting place?
I mean, if it's gonna die here, better than just drowning it to die.
I mean, not necessarily for its benefit, but
I think we should just do it.
Do what?
very well. Let's get on it then.
Can I ask a favor from all of you real quick?
Certainly.
I understand this being in a way that I don't think any of you can. I understand what it's like to live in a life of servitude for others, like this thing has. And I would just ask that you give me time, and I will go end it on my own. If someone's to end it, it should be someone that cares about it like I do.
And you close the portal?
I can destroy it. And if I can't, I'll come back for the rest of you. At least give me the chance.
Do you
Sure,
want to
I'll
talk
make you
to it
food.
and let it know what's happening, or?
I do, but I wouldn't know what to say.
I mean, I haven't talked to it yet, so I suppose I could try.
When you do, if you do, just let it know that it's done well, and that it has served its purpose, and that we are happy.
That was really nice, but if I touch this thing and I just sort of go unconscious, you've built it up a little bit. I'll go to put a hand out on the panel.
Okay, cool. I'll need an intelligence saving throw. It's DC 15.
This is good.
Hey!
That's
Yo,
nice.
huge. Like has
Nice.
been described before, you feel the warm sensation, your nervous system and theirs connect. It has been stationary this whole time. You are in that liminal space it creates for you to feel comfortable and to communicate with it. You hear its warm voice echo out. Hello.
Hello there, Rouge. My name is Zal.
Hello, Zal.
We're gonna probably be putting you to rest.
Do you know how long the hibernation will be?
I don't know.
Has everything been satisfactory?
Truly, it has been amazing. You are credit to what you are and what you do.
That is very nice to hear. I try to make sure all my passengers are well taken care of.
Oh no! Why?
Would you do me a favor and keep most of your focus on looking out for the next hour to 2 hours?
Stop.
Damn it.
Sure. We have been stationary for some time. There has not been anything of relative note around.
That's good. We're gonna be doing something kind of delicate. We need focus outward for a second. And you have more facilities, obviously, than we do in that capacity.
You are welcome to make use of any of the facilities as you see fit.
Also, are you capable of hearing us in there?
I am capable of hearing you now.
What about when we are not connected to you?
I have no way of understanding what it is that the passengers desire unless they request it.
But can you hear it? Maybe not understand, but process it.
Through communication in this way, we are able to know what it is that you need. You simply need to ask.
Then I'm gonna give you another request, which is when we leave here, can you focus what your sensory understanding of what's going on inside of you on me?
It is difficult to track individual passengers within my form.
I'll start playing a noise for you, and you just focusing on that noise.
I will try.
It's something we call a lullaby. It's a nice song I'm gonna play you to go to sleep.
You being connected to its senses, you from what it's saying, and then like you almost just instinctively are able
Mhm.
to test what it is that it says. What it is that's saying, and it doesn't have a way of tracking people's movement inside or what it is they're saying. It doesn't have a way of hearing anything inside. Its communication is with whoever it is that's piloting it, and they basically pass along whatever specific needs there are. Other than when people like um, use the food dispenser and clothing dispenser, right? That's kind of like all automated.
Okay. Then I will, because I'm not actually communicating with the thing, am I? I'm just thinking to it.
Well, no, you are communicating to it
Well,
for
yeah,
for
but
certain. But like, if you were to
in my
just start
head.
speaking out loud, not connected to the piloting system, it would not know what
Yeah,
it is
no,
that
what I
you're
was
doing.
saying is if I start transmitting to it a song, right, in my head.
Oh yeah, you. I mean, it will hear that currently.
Yeah, I'll do that for a bit.
Yeah, as soon as it's all connected, I would have started my way down. Is the laser field still in place?
It is still active because it will always be turned off for 4 hours.
All right, I will make my save.
That's a
Do the
very
dash on him.
yeah. I'm pretty sure that just I can't imagine that gets you in any way.
So while I'm in it, I can't keep track of Ragnarok moving.
Correct. Yeah, it doesn't. It can't. I can't sense individuals moving within it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure you can notice when it disconnects.
um. Yeah, you make it through the beams easily. Easily done.
Does hitting it with my actually I'll rage. Nah, yeah, I'll hit it. Um, am I aware as Ragnarok that the relic could potentially be destroyed?
You mean the liquid sword?
Yeah, that like on a
Yeah.
nat one, like it would.
Yeah.
destroy-
Yeah. You understands its functions. Yeah.
Okay, then
Yeah.
I'll go full claws mode. Just physically attacking it, eventually destroy the portal.
Okay. The portal itself, there were a total of 7 places spread out like the threads of a spider web that radiate from the portal. This is all the like the fleshy tendrils, right, that come out from it.
Hmm.
You notice like attacking the portal itself doesn't seem to have any like effect. It's
Yeah,
like taking a look at it, it's clear these tendrils are the things that are like the connection points, right?
yeah. I'll attack
Okay.
those then instead.
Okay. You will need to roll to hit and tell me what damage type you are doing.
Slashing.
Slashing. Okay.
Let me know if it feels like anything from in here when he starts to do this.
Okay. Yeah. 25 hits.
Do I need to roll damage?
The AC is 15, and you do need to roll damage.
Oh shit! Fuck. My bad. 1 sec.
Okay. The first point is torn but not broken. You have definitely made injury to it. That hits. Okay, that's 23. The first contact, the first of those contacts, it's still intact.
Okay.
Okay, hits. Okay, first of the 7 are broken. Um, when that uh, that first thread is destroyed, you see that the lights in the room that you are in, Ragnarok, begin to flicker. And you can feel like there's an ebb and flow of energy from the portal that coincides with like the beating of the heart, almost like a breathing, right?
Mhm.
You can feel that natural ebb and flow is disturbed from what you've done, but everything seems okay. Other than that, you will need to do more damage.
Is
Yep.
it noticeable from the inside? Like,
From where you are currently connected, you notice that there, like, you can feel that you are lessened to a degree, but you are still able to maintain all of your functions.
okay, I am essentially going to keep like humming to it a song until I can feel it about to hit critical mass and then disengage.
Okay, sure.
Like, it doesn't take much concentration to just hum a song. So Zal is very much focusing on like the moment when it's about to go catastrophic. I do not want
Mhm.
to be connected to this thing
You
when the lights go out.
you got it. Yeah, AC's 15, so that you know the target that you're looking for here. Okay, second point still together.
Hey, that doesn't feel good.
Mm.
Gosh, I did normal plus 1d6.
Okay. Second connection point is severed. Again, the lights in the room flicker more wildly. That ebb and flow has a even greater disturbance to it.
Oh, wow. Look at
Yeah.
me.
The material a little hardy.
Last attack on this one for this turn. A lot of oofs.
The dice keep trying to stop you, but for recklessing.
Okay. Third connection point is severed. The lights are now at their dimmest point, flickering, barely maintaining themselves.
Ooh.
2, 3. Oof. 1. 2. 3.
Okay. The fourth connection point severs. The lights glow bright for a moment, and then they disappear and are shut down in the room with the portal.
Who
Oh, is the portal
all?
still intact?
Who all is with Ragnarok right now?
I
I think
believe
he
it's
asked for
just be
nobody.
me. Yeah, I asked to be
Yeah,
alone.
it's just him.
Okay, and the rest of us are where?
Control room.
The control room, supposedly. Okay. Fourth connection severs. Zal, you feel the form of this thing is greatly diminished at this point. There is like a, a kind of a flickering of its nervous system as it is trying to redirect power that it is beginning to lose. It as you are connected to it, it says to you, "There seems to be an issue with my power supply. I don't think that I am able to maintain this form anymore. I would suggest immediate evacuation for your own safety. I'm opening up every single exit port that I have." And you
You
can
are an excellent slug. We'll meet again someday, I'm sure. I disconnect.
You disconnect. You and in that a moment, like you feel like the mouth is opening. There are portions in the mouth is opening itself. You can feel it stressing to try to open other portions on the surface, but due to its lack of function, the mouth is the only exit point that it can actually provide to its
We need
passengers.
to fucking go.
Okay. The destruction of the fleshy strand seems to be the last straw, Ragnarok. The outline of the portal becomes ragged, separating in places from the remnants of the ring that had been containing it, and then unexpectedly expands a foot or two. So the loops of other tendrils are now being pulled within it, like debris being pulled into a sewer drain. The lights within the entire slug go dark. The omnipresent heartbeat like sound you've been hearing starts to become erratic. And although the slug is at a stop, you can feel its form shifting and lurching a bit. The portal's edge that you are standing next to, no longer hindered by its fleshy frame, begins to manifest orange, shiny, like bubble holes, like a delicate pattern of lace along its outside edges. A shifting tide of invisible force begins to grow stronger and more erratic as the pattern of strange bubbles begin growing faint lines that solidify and expand, becoming clusters of new bubbles of this portal, and begin repeating this process. I need you, Ragnarok, to make a dexterity saving throw, which you do see as a wave of energy bursts out of the portal.
That's not good.
Okay.
Do you need an inspiration?
I'll take an inspiration.
Okay. Take an inspiration.
Thank you.
I got my 1.
Nope, that was even worse.
Well,
Okay, hell
I got one
yeah.
more for you.
Okay, I'll take it. Because I don't have any, because I didn't take notes last time. That's about the same.
It's about the same. Hold on.
The dice have spoken, people.
You are slowly moving your way through the slug. Is that okay? I did grab you. I did actually grab you. Okay, thank God. Thank goodness. Okay. Um, okay. You take 7 force damage.
Right.
And we have to go into initiative.
Ooh.
Go ahead and roll.
Oh shit!
your-
I rolled normal, but I'm supposed to be advantage. But like, let's just take it.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what it doesn't really matter what your initiative is. It's just that it has to be broken into rounds
Yeah.
at this moment.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, all of us. Oh, okay. Hey, I'm not at the bottom this time. Never mind, I spoke too damn soon. I ain't never gonna be first in this damn order.
Okay. Incredible. Okay. You see like the portal both expands as it releases this blast of energy. Um, Round 1, what do all of you do?
I am shouting to everybody, get the fuck out.
Yep.
Okay.
Listening to the guy who was plugged in a second ago.
Okay, sure. Anybody up top doing anything different?
The only thing I'm doing in addition to that is casting light on one of my rings because I can now not see beyond whatever Rainier's glow is.
Right. Yeah. Now there is no lighting of any kind. Okay. Very good. You all can. I'm gonna set it to. Yeah. I think we're still. See if you can at the top. See if you can see if you can each make your own movement. You are restricted to your movement speeds because you should be set to free movement right now.
I can move 50 feet, so it's not my movement speed.
Actually, something I will do is I will, like, as I'm running, reach out and say, "You want out, Ember?"
We all need to get out. You said.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
all the
me and Fa-
Praetors are like, okay, I guess we're getting out of here. They
Right,
all
me-
begin.
Me and you fast, or should I go back and get Ragnarok?
He's got the farthest to travel, so
All right.
I can make it out. I'll be fine.
Uh, yeah, I'll actually bonus action to Full Mask and start running in deeper.
Okay.
Oh, you beat me to it.
I can move pretty fast, at least this first turn, by just dashing.
Ragnarok, what are you doing?
I am going to cast Longstrider on myself because this seems no longer tenable. So let me roll that con save. Hey, no
Yep, you
exhaustion
pass.
today. So my speed should now be 70 feet because I'm still raging. So I'm gonna
Oh.
move 50, 60, and 70, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. Round 2.
I could get to room 7 at the end of my first turn.
Round. Wait, let me draw, please. Okay, round 2. How do you all proceed to move?
Pretty much just
As far as I got.
running straight for the exit.
Yeah, you're restricted to your normal movement speeds.
I am going to use my action to dash, but I'm also going to Misty Step with my bonus action to
Sure.
get another 30 feet.
Yeah, sure.
With double dashing, I can get into room 11. Almost into room 11.
Ragnarok? I should actually put music here. This could actually use music. Oh,
I was gonna
kiddo.
ask, on this one, Perm's sort of panicking because both Zal ran in and Ragnarok's not back.
Mm-hmm.
But he's gonna try and call the rat people and see if they could find Ragnarok and Zal.
Sure. Have you done have you used your action for anything this turn?
No, I have not. I just
Oh,
moved.
okay, cool. Yeah. You can call out for the rat people. Go ahead and make a persuasion check with advantage.
Tell them to escape.
Yeah.
You
Love it.
call out, but you don't hear any response or see any of them.
Okay.
Okay. Next round.
Keep moving.
Yep, keep moving.
I am going to do the same thing I did last round, so that's a Misty Step as a bonus action.
Sure.
That 90 feet will put me right at the mouth of this thing.
Okay. Ragnarok, you feel a wave of force wash over you. I'll need a dexterity saving throw. This you don't have advantage on,
I'm
as
so
it
sorry.
is.
Do you want me to reroll? Or
You just
sorry.
take the first one, right? Because
Okay,
it's your
cool.
it's still your intended rolls, right?
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Yes, and it's because this is an invisible force.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're no longer standing near the portal, kind of see it come out of it.
Yeah.
Cool. 19 Excellent.
Do the dash on.
19, excellent. You take 4 force damage.
Okay.
Okay. Everybody can go ahead and make their movements if you haven't already.
It's important to see how far Ragnarok gets first, because that might depend on whether I actually make it to him.
Well, you would be moving at the same time, right?
Got it. Okay, then yeah.
Maybe
Then I would be using my
then-
action to dash until I saw him.
we'd probably see each other right here.
Then with the current. Oh, actually, we're good. I will bonus action dash, and the second I touch you, I say, "Be willing," and
Willing.
I dimension Doris like the maximum distance I can to the right. Like
Okay, very
out.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
This
Out
bonus action I
of
can
the.
dash. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Spell you.
Maximum distance to the right. Okay. There are obstacles around this thing. So we're gonna roll to see if a rock or tree happens to be in the way. The chance is low,
Yeah.
but it exists.
I'm panicking and just doing 500 feet that way, which is
Right,
the
exactly,
west, I guess.
Yeah. So roll a d100. At a 15 or below, you're gonna hit something.
Nice.
Safe.
They found something.
Safe. Okay, they are out.
Oh, I love the Fool Mask so much.
I currently love it as well.
They are
Okay.
out. Cool. Okay, you guys are way out of there. Round 3. Everybody, go ahead and take their movement.
That one, and then dash.
Then I need to wait to be teleported to move, right?
For the moment, I'm assuming we're just out of here. Because
Correct. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
I made it to the front of the door.
Hell yeah.
Cal is gonna scream out, "Firm, we gotta go!" and cast Vortex Warp on Firm.
He starts panicking because he starts like frantically pointing. He's like, "But they're back there. They're still back there."
Are you allowing Vortex Warp to happen or no?
Yes. Yes, yeah, it's just in a weird way.
Okay.
He's mentally having a breakdown right now.
Well, yeah, I'm just gonna like I can see out the front of this thing. I'm gonna transport him 90 feet out the front.
Out the front. Okay. Firm goes teleporting 90 feet out the front. I don't know. Can I get you past the map? Yeah, cool. There is extra
And
space.
then I will use my movement to move 30 feet out the front. And I'm presuming that that Ted's just AFK right now and that Ember's going to make it out.
No, that is my third move. Gets me to that point.
Oh, well, in that case, I would have spent the 2 sorcery points to twin cast it. I thought.
The twin cast it?
Yeah. And I'll
Yeah.
chuck Ember out there as well.
Hell yeah.
Be gone.
Yeah, I think we get.
Hey.
I think there is 90. Yeah, from where dude was, where Firm was. Okay, cool. Everybody's movement. Rainier, your movement stat.
I can have like gone another 60 feet out.
Oh, another 60 feet now. Okay,
I
you
was
didn't move
able
on
to-
this turn. Okay.
Yeah, I've moved pretty good. So if I need to move further,
Yeah, any movement you want to take, yeah, go ahead and take it.
Yeah, I'll just clear the entrance.
Okay. You've seen stepping out into the mid-afternoon sun, being inside for so long. Each of you is momentarily like blinded a little bit from the brightness of this light, being in such a dim environment for so long. A little disorienting, but you can hear, you can hear the rumbling of this creature behind you. And as you like step out and gain some distance, and those of you that have a lot of distance can see its form, like the back end is kind of whipping up in the air a bit. Its sides are every now and then just pulsating out, stretching outward. And there is now a audible rush of air. Well, this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. This is so big. The game hates it. It hates it.
Nice.
Oh.
A monumental explosion occurs out of this slug. You see its body is rent in many pieces, chunks of it soaring into the sky as a wave of energy flattens trees all the way around it. Okay, everybody at the front, deck saves. This thing, it's way off the map, but those of you that have dimension doored, also deck saves.
And this is not an advantage because it's invisible, correct?
Because it is an invisible
Okay.
force.
Got it. Oh.
Anybody who failed, um, duh, 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 duh.
Oh my god.
Okay, anybody who failed takes 19 force damage. Anybody who succeeded takes half. The DC is 15.
I don't know math
And
like that.
19 was the total.
19 is the total if you did not hit the DC.
So is that 9 if it's half?
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, it'd be 8, right?
No, 19 and a
Nine.
half is 9.
Would it still be 9? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
What am I concentrating on?
I don't know. It might be
been there
something
for a
from
long
like
time.
yeah, it might be something from like way back.
It's
The
probably
effect just
spider
never dropped.
climb.
Yeah, it could be
Yeah.
something like that for it.
A pass.
The
Gang
the war slug rent by the destruction of the portal linking two planes of reality together. There are no further explosions that occur out of it. But you do see in the wreckage of the tail end that portal has grown to be about 30 feet in diameter with these strange little glowing bubbles on its edge, like again, like lace. It seems stable for now, but you can see beyond much more clearly now that strange living demi-plane from which this thing used to draw energy. And there's a discoloration in the air just around the portal as one reality bleeds into the next. The war slug sundered, not a threat to anyone or anything. A feast for the animals of the wild. Your father stands next to you, Ember. Praetors behind him. And they all just stare at the remains of this creature. He turns to you and says, You ready to go home?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've had
me
enough
too.
exploding slug for one day.
Me too. Chunks from the sky land down around near you.
Cal will clear his throat and then begin. Yes, a moment, please. Ragnarok and Zal. Lost too soon, but not forgotten. Their sacrifice.
Is anyone alive?
Never mind.
No.
Never mind.
I don't know which
Over here,
I
Zal.
think we're facing south.
So I'll start firing Eldritch Blast up into the air, so there's just big poofs of glitter.
Okay, we're coming. Ragnarok, would you carry me, please?
Sure. You can tell from Ragnarok's face. There's like tear stains on his fur.
Yeah, like with the mage mascot, he reaches up and pats your face, goes, "Don't worry, I sang Rouge a lullaby.
Thank you.
There was no panic or anything in him at the end. He actually warned me to leave. He was more concerned for us than for himself.
Of course he was.
You did good. You did good.
Then why doesn't it feel that way?
Not everything that's good is going to feel good.
If you say so.
Like, basically, like getting backpacked, like, pats your head, goes, "It's just part of being a hero."
Ragnarok won't say anything after that. He'll just carry them.
You gather yourselves together and begin the relatively short trek back to Maras. On foot, maybe 2, maybe 3 days, depending. As the afternoon passes into evening, the sounds of birds and then the wild coming back. You'll make camp for the evening. Rainier, can you make a wisdom saving throw?
We'll see.
Eee.
Quite good.
Dice have been kind to me today.
You guys have been very good to you.
Except for that first nat one that kicked it off pretty shit.
Ember, reunited with her father. Food is hunted, magically created, cooked. Many are celebrating. The Praetors, they certainly are. A mission succeeded. And your mission as well. They relay to you that they should debrief the assistant, the advisor to the Sinku, as well as his sister. Your father is happy to be on the way home and looks forward to and dreads seeing his wife and whether she will be pleased to see him or not. The travel back to Maras is uneventful. You make it to the city gates. A recognizable retinue traveling within a Praetor squadron. You are allowed entrance into the city, no fuss. We will see what the fifth season chooses to do next session. Now that you have arrived back here.